Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra, Series 4 Lowlight the Night Spotter. Arguably the most anticipated figure from this series, although they've all been amazing. This guy looks to be no exception. He's got an incredible amount of gear and packaging. As you can see, he's got his box of bullets, his machine gun, I believe those goggles slide down, a rifle case, his rifle, a scope, a walkie-talkie, a backpack, his base, quite a bit of accessories, some very nice box art as well. So, an incredible amount of stuff in here. Onto the back of the packaging here, you can see he's from the City Strike environment. And his file card says, Lowlight is the G.I. Joe team's night operations expert specializing in image intensification techniques and reduced light combat tactics. As a child, he was afraid of the dark until he got lost in the woods and was found 3 weeks later with a flashlight and compass, skillfully finding his way home. In the dark Cobra warehouse, he positions himself to take Destro and the shock troopers by surprise. Once again, I really like how the file cards are advancing the story, much like Destro's file card says that he was taking the shock troopers into the warehouse. But a fantastic looking figure. Let's pull him out of the packaging. And here we have Lowlight out of packaging, and he is an amazingly detailed figure, much as I expected. Of course, you've got this tiny box of shells. The one you see that's raised can actually be removed, which is very nice. Of course, his scope, which can pivot 360 degrees. His machine gun. His radio, which I have still not found a place to store, except for his backpack. And of course his rifle case, which snaps open and actually has grooves cut out for the gun and scope. Although the scope is attached nicely to the side of his leg, came that way in packaging. You can pull it right off, and you can place it right on top of his rifle, which is... One second while I attach it to his rifle. Right about here. Oh, missed it. Tiny pegs. Tiny pegs. Daggone it. This is going to take un momento, folks. There we go. And we finally got the scope on the rifle. As you can see, it has a collapsible stand that comes off. This rear section slides out, extendable stock. And of course the silencer or suppressor slides off the front. Very nice weapon. And as you've already seen, it can all be packed away, with the exception of the suppressor, inside this case. The case has a peg on it. It can be pegged onto his back instead of the backpack, I believe. Although it's got another dual peg on the side here, which I'm not exactly sure what that's for, if anything. Of course, his backpack, which we'll pull off there real quick. It also has his hand crank radio on the side, which the antenna likes to pop off, but you can slide it right back on. At least I believe this thing is supposed to be at radio. I could be very, very wrong about that. Hand crank communication device of some sort. I got no idea. It's got this handle on the side that made me think that. The antenna, etc. Of course, the backpack, which has two snap pegs here, which come off, then pops open like so. You can store things like your bullets, your scope's going to be a little too big, but your bullets will fit in there. And we'll close that right back up here and put it on his back. Actually, we'll show you the rifle case on his back here, which is very nice. Also, you can put it on this side peg, although I think it looks a little awkward hanging off his back like that. But you can do it. So let's put this back on. Actually, taking that off. Lowlight's articulation, only a tiny bit hindered by his vest, this vest he's wearing. Oh, side note, removable knife, always a win. His arms go up, do a full 360, bend at the elbow as well as spin, and he has some very nice wrist movement. Same for both arms, although a little bit difficult to move on this arm because of this big black pad. Legs go forward, double joint at the knee, and have an ankle joint, and spins at the waist. Once again, all his abdomen articulation is there. It's pretty much just hindered by his vest, which does snap off over here. I'm not going to be taking the vest off during this review. Let's get him back on his base here. Foot peg. There you are. So, I mean, Lowlight is just an amazingly intricate figure with all the bells and whistles you can put on him. Putting that back in. Once again, I don't know if this is a hand crank radio or not. That's my wild guess for this review. But, very nice looking figure. Oh, of course his goggles are on his head. He can slide those down over his eyes if you like. Gotta take some time to adjust them. But, once again, really nice detail all down his jacket. The rest of his suit. I love how the rifle has so many breakable parts that can break down, excuse me, and they can all fit in the case. So overall, Lowlight is an amazing figure. Some of his rifle doesn't stay together all that well, but once I've got him posed on a shelf, I'm sure it will. The Pursuit of Cobra line is, this wave at least, is still not hitting stores all that great at the time of making this video. But once it is, Lowlight is an absolute must on. Another fantastic addition to the Pursuit of Cobra line. And that being said, this is JTrain997 saying I'll see you soon, YouTube.